we are talking inside here in this space. Do we believe that we have what it takes for us to remove this government in power? Because some of us, the way we are putting up our talk, it's like we at some point we are sanitizing this government. At some point, so we don't really know and understand what we want. But I want to commit our leaders wale nimeona hapa with the political parties. That is a structure already which is there. Can we build on that? Can we build on that structure? Then we see what is the end game of what we want. And our end game is to do away with this government. 2027, we will not have a country. We are waiting for that. Then we move to the point of having timelines. NATO, Italy, and other co-hosts. Kindly, can we have that, even if it's on the background? Let's have a team which can draft something which, when next we are meeting, we are having a timeline that by this time, this is what we are supposed to do, guys. And is it possible that all of us, we can mobilize 30 million? Me, I've been talking about 30 million Kenyans. Tukiingia kwa streets this water. Do you want to tell me this narcissist can wait for us in State House? No, he can't. And they saw that symbol. This parliamentarian, they can't wait for us. So let's not continue talking without having those timelines. Yeah, like the last when we marched to Parliament and did what was supposed to be done, because there were those timelines, and they were worked upon. So I'm calling for that when we are meeting next, let's have something yenye mumeka chini, mumeka pamoja. Some of us were in the village, but when we were called in Nairobi, we traveled. I traveled from Nyamira County and I was in Nairobi. When we went to the airport, when we went to Nane tulikuwa the streets, because we want to change this country and change it to the better. And kindly allow me to say this. I'm really certain that there are guys here, when we talk some individuals, you become agitated. Why? Raila is a public figure. When we talk about Raila, why are you becoming agitated? When we talk about Karonzo, when we talk about Neto is a public figure. If I come here and start asking questions, why are you getting agitated, honestly? And then we want to bring some funny stories when we were having a very clear and focused talk. Kindly next time, if you don't have anything to say, don't bring it here. Let's be very clear on this. Mambo ya kwanza kutuambia, yeah, it's not good. Honestly, Neto, I'm really, that is one of the lowest point in Imeskia in this talk since to answer the several hours to make up. And there's some ukiangalia is a click of some speakers. Either wametumwa hapa waanze kutupatia some diversionary acts hapa. We cannot allow that. Let's give our leaders Irali your opinion consistent. Tunajua where you stand. Neto tunajua Kioti. Let's focus on that and let's achieve what is expected of us. But my question is, as I land, do we believe that we have what it takes for us to remove this government from power? And when? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sankara. Thank you very much, Sankara. Amazing. That's absolutely a good question there. Boni Karanja, your 2 minutes. Boni Karanja. Okay. VK, you have your 2 minutes.
Hi, guys. Thank you for giving me this chance to speak on space. Personally, I've been drained, consumed. I decided to take a break kidogo out of all whatever that is going on in the country. For me, I don't have much to say, but the only way to get this person out of that seat ni kwenda town, sit or sleep on the streets. I don't know, sijui siku ngapi. And civic disobedience, hakuna kwenda kazi, hakuna kulipa tax, hakuna kufanya nini. That's the only way. Courts are not working, nothing is working for us. Ameshanunua parliament, ameshanunua judiciary, unaona ndio hizo ndoa zao na Adani na akina ODM. Like, the only way is just going to the streets. The minute we hit the streets as 1 million people, 2 million people, otherwise wa watu wote, yes, they will kill. But if it takes that for us to get liberation from these demons, and the big demon himself, who is Ruto, I'm telling you, hakuna mahali tutasonga. Hata to hold space mara mia, to hold space sijui mara ngapi. And one thing people ought to know is that Ruto huwa asamehei. And he's a liar consistently, as we always say. He lies all the time and he will always lie. So even if we keep on discussing nini, ni watu waseme streets. Watu wenye wako diaspora, ni blanketi watu wanataka kupewa, ni maji watu wanataka kupewa. Whatever it takes for people to remain in town, but in large numbers. Si numbers kidogo. This guy is very smart. Alijua mbona aliua watu. Either way, Githurai, Zimmerman, Kitengela, watu bado wanapotea, wanakuwa abducted. Hizo zote ni political strategy. He knows what he's doing. And this guy is very sharp. So the only way is people showing up. Ni watu watoke. Maushago kila mahali na kila mahali. Watu washuke Nairobi. A million plus. That's the only way this person will go. Kama ni kuingia hiyo town watu wachome parliament, kwenda hivyo kaa kuna chomo kila mahali until that guy steps down. But kuongea kila siku, I don't think we are moving in any direction. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, VK. Valid comments there. Thank you very much. We will make progress as a country. Kenyan lady in Germany, or Kenyan lady, your last 2 minutes.
Hi, good morning once again, good afternoon, good evening. Are still battling the sore throat, but I'm very happy to listen to Kenyan voices. I know I have 2 minutes and I'm going to try to stick to that. First of all, I'd like to say that I don't care what tribe you come from. I don't want to know your tribes. We were divided by the 1884 to 1885 Berlin Conference, and here we are. After we've decided to cross tribal lines and start a new movement where tribes don't count, we are starting to talk about tribes. I don't know why I had to find out that some people are Luo, Kikuyu, Kalenjin. I really don't care, because that is exactly the thing that Ruto and his regime want to see: division. We were divided. If you go to Zimbabwe, they call Ugali Ugali. You go to South Africa, they will say the same thing. Their tribes would call it Ugali. So why are we talking about tribes? We started off like the speaker prior to me, or one speaker before me, Syed Sankara. Thank you very much for mentioning that, because I'm really agitated, especially if you've spent over 2 decades in a country outside Kenya. You really don't care whether someone is Luya, Luo, Kikuyu, Kalenjin. We don't care. So please don't mention tribes again. Now I'm just going to go to my points in order to finish very quickly. I was talking about prior to this, 600,000 students who were supposed to register for university did not register because of this help loan that is not accorded to them. So I want to see representatives from each of these 600,000 families on this great day, on the 20th of October. I'd like to see them on the streets. We need 600,000 people. We need those 10,000 people who need dialysis on the streets, 10,000 daily, 10,000 daily. It's not 10,000 per week. So we need 10,000 people on the streets. So we need about approximately together 610,000 people. If you talk about Nairobi, it has a population of over 4 million. But if you go to Berlin, the streets, and I live right at the center of it, the streets are empty. The population is the same. They're totally empty because people are working. They have jobs. You don't see them at all during the day. You don't see them. So we need a population of about 100,000. We don't need 1 million even, because the Maandamano that just occurred, there were less than 500,000 people who took part in those Maandamanos countrywide. But still, it caused a great effect. So please, let us start focusing on matters that count and not stop talking about the tribes. Who cares? Who cares if you're low? And Raila Odinga, how has he made his money? Jaramogi Oginga Odinga taught him. The only thing he bequeathed upon him, honestly, is the handshake. Because Jaramogi Oginga Odinga earned his money through the handshake with Kenyatta. And now his son is doing the same thing with each and every regime. So please stop talking about Raila Odinga, because people have lost their lives because of him. So please, let us start on a new let us look forward and let us start this movement once again, because if there's anything this space achieved, it's the unity. Thank you very much, Hillary, for according me the chance to speak, and let us continue. Thank you very much, KOT. I'm following you now back, and I appreciate all of you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Abdi.
I think we need to take a critical look at how we channel our energy and frustrations to a more productive outcome. I think while rage and strict actions have place in the drawing attention to the cause, I think we must also recognize that sustainable change requires more of a strategic planning beyond the street. And as you said, I think we need to think about creating a space where we can address all this and incorporate all means of organizing, including, you see a lot of legal challenges, community mobilization, forming coalitions that we can also form coalitions that can influence policy and leadership council. These are the most important thing, and I think we need to go to have solution towards this direction. I think the key is not about just expressing rage, but directing that passion into building a structure that can change the system from within and without. Now I think we can focus to leverage every tool at our disposal, be it legal, economic, social, to advance the movement and make a lasting change. Thank you, and Bonnie also was waiting to speak. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's just wrap it up. I'll give it Bonnie as one of the last speakers, but let's lead away. Your 2 minutes, and then Dr. Milton, then Booker, as we move towards up there. Leader?
Is it my turn or?
Was that Bonnie later on? Just give us a few. Give me 2 more minutes. I wrap up with Elida. Elida Ways. Elida, can you hear us? Okay, maybe I can't. Dr. Milton.
All right. This has been quite a handful, and I must say that probably this will go down as one of the most productive spaces that we've had. But I'm going to make my closing remarks in the following manner, and I will address myself to about 4 issues very quickly, because I think what we need, from where I sit, we've done enough talking. People are angry enough. What we need now are solid action points. How do we grab the low-hanging fruits and make the chips fall? That is really the main thing that we must deal with. And on the sideshow part of it, Honorable Raila Odinga is a Kenyan, and to use it however he deems fit. But those of us who love him, who respect him as an elder, as a father figure, and as somebody who has struggled fighting for this country, we will always remind him whenever he sidetracks or his vision becomes blurred. That is indeed the essence of being a good friend or being a leader, that you have to tell the king when he's naked. And on this issue of the Adanis, his remarks don't sit well with the revolutionaries, and we will be able to, call it out when we have the opportunity to do so. One, unity of purpose is a priority. And I think we must be able to make pressure point the melting pot around which this unity of purpose will be achieved, where we have seen people who are committed to the cause, where there is a difference of opinion and people are speaking against each other. We need to lead the way in bringing all these people together, because I believe they comprise a critical resource that we need as a people to be able to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves. So I want to be very specific about reaching out to the young people, our kid brothers, our kid sisters in the revolution that have been made to get defensive and to try to run a race of their own. We need to reach out to them. Morara Kebaso, Casmuel, Masi, Hanifa, and many others. I think we need to bring everybody together because we cannot succeed if we are divided. Number two, action point. This week, economic sabotage is a critical strategy that we must deploy as people in the movement for us to succeed. What does that entail? One, civil disobedience. We need to, people, like I said, our children have no business going to school, attending a CBC, being in university when a funding model has been introduced that makes it impossible for them to do anything, number one. Number two, when there is no guarantee of placement in terms of employment and opportunities for them to exercise or apply the skills they acquire. We need to have the country at a standstill, starve the economy of every little coin that we can so that William every time you pay hospital bills, every time, and I'm not saying that we let our people die, but I am saying that we exercise our discretion in such a way that it will starve William Ruto. Those of you who understand the concept of minimum necessary, let us be able to do that. Minimum necessary injection of money or liquidity into the economy. And by that, I'm talking about people at home. If children don't need to go to school, don't pay school fees. Because when you pay school fees, you become an enabler of
Did you lose Dr. Milton?
Yeah, I think we lose him. Yeah.
Okay, Keegan, let's hear you. Keegan, 2 minutes.
Yes. 1 second. Okay, team, are we live? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Hillary, and your co-host Neto. It's a pleasure being here, and also the second co-host. It's a pleasure being here. And I think I am late to the party, so I would not want to say much. But what I would want to comment on is based on the topic that has been put there, okay, the headline, and then, of course, what I have heard. So as for uncertainty, let me let you know that there is no power shift, neither is there uncertainty. That, take it to the bank. Number two, for those issues that we seem to be facing right now, let me assure you that they will be fixed. And number three, I have heard about Raila. Let me tell you something. Raila was once quoted by
Okay. Did you also lose Keegan?
Ameangushwa.